disrupted the fintech sector, not only in Kenya, but globally, and in effect enhanced financial inclusivity across the country and the region. Kenya also plays a pivotal role in hosting several multinational technology companies that have employed many of our young people. An example is the Microsoft Africa Development Center, which was recently launched by His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, which has employed over 431 Kenyan software engineers. Indeed, echoing the sentiments of their president, Mr. Brad Smith, who made an official visit to Kenya last week. Kenya has a unique and robust ICT talent base that is unlike any other developing country across the globe. This is courtesy of the robust ecosystem through the 2019 ICT policy, amongst other legislations that form this futuristic view of our country. Distinguished guests, the government of Kenya has taken a lead, and I note with pride the integration of ICT into the public service delivery. Since the installation of the first mainframe in Kenya in 1967, we're now talking of expanding our 5G coverage. Citizens can now access government services through the eCitizen platform, where we have over 300 services already digitized, or through the 52 Huduma centers that are spread out across the country. These two were offshoots of the master plan originated from previous Connected Forums. The digital literacy program is another outcome of the Connected Kenya Summit that is jointly implemented by my ministry in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Industry, and Ministry of Energy. And this program continues to transform our education sector by making digital literacy universally accessible to our young learners from the onset. The digital literacy program, that is, the government has installed more than 1 million devices to over 22,000 primary schools or public primary schools across the country. Plans are underway to implement phase 2 of the program, targeting upper primary and connectivity to all schools with reliable internet services. Our aspiration as a country is to implement all these ICT initiatives as we draw near to the global commitments as codified in various instruments, such as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Africa Agenda 2063, our Vision 2030, and even our Constitution of Kenya 2010. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated utilization of technology globally, and most nations recognize the strategic importance of ICT as an enabler of economic development. The government of Kenya has not been left behind in developing plans meant to accelerate digital transformation of the country. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, through my ministry, we have managed to develop a 10-year national digital master plan of 2022 to 2032 to guide the country forward on ICT developments and investments. This master plan will officially be launched during this 11th Connected Summit. This master plan will outline a structured roadmap on the delivery of ICT infrastructure and services, as well as the development of ICT skills. It will also provide guidance on investment priorities to both local and external investors. I urge all delegates to spend the next 3 days here in Diani to share their insights on the ideas, on the various ways in which ICT can accelerate the country's national development agenda. Yesterday, I'm informed that 2 high-level forums, one on women in ICT or women in tech, and the other being the county forum, were held. Through deliberate forums such as this, we can continue to shape the national dialogue towards the desired ICT-centric future that will not only attract investment, but also entice our citizens to appreciate the relevance of ICT technology as a critical infrastructure. Just as the ongoing road expansion and construction aims to enhance transport, easing congestion, and opening up remote areas for habitation and investment, ICT infrastructure enhances connectivity and drives our country more towards an equitable distribution of broadband across the country, ultimately connecting Kenya to the rest of the world. During the next 3 days, you will engage in panel discussions on digital infrastructure, digital services, digital skills, cybersecurity, and emerging technologies, all topical issues during this period. The National Digital Master Plan, which will be launched, will guide in shaping our discussions towards a transformed digital Kenya, where technology plays a pivotal role in economic development. The master plan has identified 19 flagship projects which the government will focus on to accelerate digital transformation of the country. Distinguished guests, amongst the flagship projects highlighted are: 1, the reduction of digital divide to spur economic growth of rural areas. The master plan proposes to deploy over 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic infrastructure to 40,000 schools and other learning institutions, 20,000 government institutions, 13,000 health facilities, 25,000 hotspots to support youth and innovators in establishment of over 1,450 wards digital innovation hubs. To enable the one-stop shop for all government core services, the master plan proposes to accelerate automation and digitization for all government core services in both national and county governments. And this will start with the digitization of over 5 billion government records. The third is to accelerate growth of e-commerce initiatives, and the master plan is proposing implementation of the National Physical Addressing System and the National Spatial Data Infrastructure to promote the growth of e-commerce and private enterprise, and this is in the master plan. The fourth is to create job opportunities for the youth and spur local manufacturing and growth of SMEs. The master plan proposes establishment of 2 software factories and another 2 electronic manufacturing factories that will service Kenya and the region. It is estimated that these 2 factories will hire over 10,000 software engineers, amongst others. To enable the citizens and public servants to effectively utilize technology in their businesses and to work, the master plan proposes digital literacy capacity building for all citizens, starting with 20 million citizens, training of 300,000 public servants, and building adequate technical support through training of 10,000 ICT professionals. 6, to position the country as a regional ICT hub, the master plan proposes establishment of regional ICT smart hubs, as well as regional submarine cable maintenance depots. 7, to address the country's e-waste challenges, the master plan proposes e-waste management program which gives strategic focus on e-waste production and handling and disposal. 8, to promote cloud services and data management for the country, the master plan proposes accelerated implementation of Konza Technopolis and data protection legislations. 9, to promote local investors, entrepreneurs, and businesses, the master plan proposes harmonization of legislation to enable growth of ICT businesses, in addition to hosting annual international ICT expos for entrepreneurs to showcase on their products and services. And 10, finally, to mobilize adequate resources for successful implementation of the flagship projects. The master plan proposes enactment of the e-government legislation, in addition to structured partnerships with private sector and development partners. So as I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I have no doubt that with successful implementation of the identified programs and projects in the master plan, this country will live up to its reputation as a Silicon Savannah on the matters of ICT and economic development. As I sweep my eyes across the room, I'm encouraged to see thought leaders who can complement our government's efforts to nurture homegrown solutions to the challenges facing our region. It's important to note that this master plan has been done with public participation, with your consultation, but we're still very keen to hear from you because this sector moves very fast, and therefore new things could still come up, and we need to find ways of encouraging them. And as I say that, I see the Postmaster General who's, I think, still struggling with the poster. And hopefully, if you have any ideas to share with Mr. Kagwe, the PMG, I think that also would be very useful. So I wish to thank in a special way the board and management and staff of the ICT Authority who have, for the past few months, worked tirelessly to put this summit together. The great turnout shows indeed that the sector was hungry for the revival of this forum because it provides an excellent environment for the knowledge exchange and networking. I also wish to thank all the sponsors in their various capacities for your overwhelming support. We can only soar higher together, for our ultimate goal is to make ICT technology work for the common good of our citizens and the Africa continent at large. I wish you all fruitful discussions, and if you want to discuss elections, I will be available to give any guidance that you may require. And with that, I am now pleased to declare this 11th edition of Connected Summit officially opened. God bless you all.
I'm guessing.